Hey everybody, my name is Frank Castillo, and this is a 6-year-old mare that's she's not broke. Uh, just got her about 6 weeks ago. She was pretty hard to handle when she came in, but I have done some work, and here in the round pen to get her to start joining up a little better. But she still needs a lot of work, and I'm going to work her here in the round pen in a manner where I can apply some energy to them hindquarters at the same time, but we're going to desensitize because I'm going to be using a flag, and the flag is not just a tool. It is a tool that's not it's not a weapon. We're going to use it in a manner where I can send energy, but at the same time, I can desensitize the horse at the same time. Okay? So we're going to get started. Now, it makes a lot of difference how you send the signals to the horse. Everything that you do means something to the horse, but you have to be consistent and do it exactly the same every time. That way, she knows what you're trying to teach her. The worst thing you can do is keep them confused. So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to work in a circle pretty close to me, because I always think that the closer they are to me, the better it is for the horse, because my energy is closer to her than using the whole round pen. If I use a whole round pen, she's going to be sticking her head out the round pen and paying attention to other horses that are outside. So I'm going to work her right here close to me, and my circles are small. And the better the circle gets, the bigger the circle gets, okay? So I am going to send some energy, apply some pressure to them hindquarters, and everything that I do is by pressure and release. If she doesn't agree with what I'm doing, I keep on pressuring her with whatever I'm doing, and then whenever she gets it, I release the pressure. That's the reward. We don't play with little sugar cubes or candy or anything like that. So that's the reward. Whenever she does it right, I release the pressure, and that is the reward. Whenever she doesn't have to do the same thing over and over again. Okay? So I'm going to get started right here. Now you got to remember that if you do it, if you go one way, you got to go the other way, because a horse's brain does not work like ours. The right lobe does not tell the left lobe of the brain what just happened. So that's why they act so surprised whenever you change sides. So we do it on both sides. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. Now this right here is just an extension to my arm. That's it. That's all it is. Now, she went around the circle both ways. She wasn't perfect, but she'll get better the more consistent I am. And watch for signals that she's sending you. Her ears, when she's licking her lips, that means that she's beginning to be more submissive. Now, what I'm gonna do right now, I was applying energy with this. Now, I am going to desensitize her at the same time. So now I am going to just use it as a desensitizer because it's not a weapon. You can use it as both. So apply pressure and release the pressure. And this is the releasing the pressure, right, what I'm fixing to do. She's done really good, actually, because she hadn't done it very much. So I'm desensitizing her because it's not a weapon. Now I'm gonna go to the other side, and she'll probably be a little more reluctant on this other side. Now she done real good. So I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm going to use this to apply pressure. I'm going to send her. What you do is you get in a position where whichever way you want her to go, and you block the eye, which means you block the eye like this, put your hand out, means you can't come to me. So then I'm going to apply pressure to the hindquarter to send her around. There we go. Go the other way. The last thing you want is horse to be all braced up whenever you're working. So we're gonna do a few things that's gonna help us to keep the horse from bracing up. Now all this right here, what I'm doing right here is going to help me whenever I step on him. He's going to know how to travel a circle instead of walking out straight. A horse that's walking out, travels a circle. When you get on him, what you're doing is just disengaging the hindquarters. And if you can disengage the hindquarters, the horse is not braced up and he's not going to buck. That's all I'm doing is disengaging him right now. Ooh. Come on. Ooh. So I'm going to bring him up. I'm going to bring her up here. Hey. Now, you see how she's not liking it? Now I'm going to apply pressure to her. Just keep it on her. Now that she stopped, I release the pressure. I release the pressure. She's not liking it. There we go. Release the pressure. Now you want to be in a position where if something happens, she's not going to paw you. You don't want to do this in front of her like this. You don't want to be in front of her like this when you're doing that because she might come up and paw you. So you want to be in a position where her head is kind of cocked to you. That way, if something happens, you can pull her head around and the hindquarters go the other way. There we go. She'll get better. I'll always do the hindquarters and the rib cage first. And then I start moving myself to the front. Remember to do this, that whenever you do this, when you start desensitizing them, you don't go straight to the back of the horse on the back or the hindquarters. You want to start down here on the bottom, down here. and you don't want to put it directly on them, you start down here on the bottom, you know, just kind of weaving it, snaking it on their front feet like this, and then you work your way up. You work your way up, and then you go to your hindquarters. What I do last, after I teach my horse to not to be so braced up, then I go to the head, because their head is very vital. We're the predators and they're the prey, so they protect their head no matter what. But once I get everything else desensitized and they're not so scared and they're not moving around and they're taking it like it's not bothering them. You see, I want my horses to work for me out of joy, not out of meanness. I want them to work out of joy. So I'm going to do it again. Ooh, go the other way. The other way. Now I'm gonna desensitize her with it. A little better, getting better. Good girl. Okay. She's done really good. What do you think? Now, I'm going to show you something else you can do that helps the horse a lot. You want to keep your horse very, very supple. And the way I supple my horses is, no matter if I'm riding a 10-year-old, 20-year-old, whatever, that's broke or that I've just started, I supple them up on the ground and when I'm on the top, on the saddle. This one, she's just starting out, so I'm going to do it on the bottom. I like to use my hands to supple them up because I have more feel. Remember, all this what I'm doing is through feel, pressure and release. So I'm going to get her to flex. And remember, everything that you do, you need to do it like if you was on the top of her, a horseback, sitting on the saddle. When I do that, I don't like them to drop their head down there. I want them to keep their head about their nose about waist level to me, because if the more they drop their head, the heavier they get on the front. So I'm gonna do it again, and if she drops that head, I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna lift it. There we go, right there. Do it again. If she drops it, I'm going to lift it. Okay. I'm going to do it again because she dropped it. Remember, you always want to quit them on a good note. Right there. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other side because remember what I said? That the right lobe of the brain does not tell the left or the left to the right. So everything is new to them, whatever side you do. You want them very supple, just like that. You see how she kept her neck? At a girl. One more time. I'm going to quit her on a good note. Now if she starts moving, I'm not going to quit her. I'm going to keep on doing it. I don't quit until, there we go. That's the reward, that she stopped, and I kept it for about 3-4 seconds, and then I let her have it back. Now I'm gonna do it again, and she'll probably stay right there. Just like that. Always let them know they done good. Now, another thing is you have to supple their pole and supple their neck right here. Their both sides. So I'm gonna ask her. Now this is really good. Like you have horses that when you're trying to put the bridle on, they got the head way up here, and I'm not real tall, so I would really have to fight and get on a stool to put the halter on or whatever I'm going to put on. So what I do is I apply pressure to the pole joint a little bit with my fingers, and I teach them to drop their head whenever I'm gonna put the halter on. So I'm gonna get her to start dropping it. There you go. Now, whenever she drops it, you release the pressure, let her know that she dropped it. She keeps it there, and then you scratch her on the top. You release the pressure. There we go. She dropped it again. She's keeping it right there. There we go. You'll see that? Where she has it now? There we go. Now, once you have it about where you put your bridle or your halter, then you get to start suppling her to the side like this, to both sides like that. You see that? There we go. At a girl. And a horse that's not braced up is much better to handle. If a horse has her head way up here, she's braced up, the whole back is braced up, and they're in flight. But if their pole is relaxed, their neck is relaxed, their rib cage is relaxed, their hindquarters are relaxed, you got a pretty good horse going there. So now, I'm gonna relax the pole, which means the pole is right up here. So it's a muscle right here on the top. And what I'm gonna do is, now this helps you when you back them up, whenever you ask them to go left or right. So I am going to relax that pole. And what I do is, I put these fingers right here behind the jaw. It's in line with the throat. Now sometimes they don't want to release, so I just wiggle their old head like this. There we go. You see that right there? She released it. Now I'm going to let her know that she done good. There we go. She released it. Now scratch her and let her know she done good. You ever seen horses that whenever you ask them to back up, and they take that bit and push on it? Well, that's not good. You want the horse to release that pole, bend at the pole, and get rounded in the back. And that's all in the training. I have 45 steps before I get on a horse. And if a horse ever bucks with you, or with me, that's because I missed a step somewhere. So I have to go back and figure out what I missed. Very, very seldom. I guess I've had one horse even just try to, but I had so much handle on him when I got on that he tried to buck, but I put him in a little circle and disengaged him hindquarters, and he just went on. But you want these horses to work out of joy, not out of meanness. So if you can keep them from being bracy. There we go. All right, now I'm going to do that other side. On this side. I've never done it on this side yet. So let's see if she'll do it. There we go. There we go. Right there. All right, well, tomorrow I'll come back and continue the training. And this is just horse training 101. That's it. Pressure and release. You want your horse to work out of joy, not out of meanness. This little mare, she's 6 years old and nobody ever messed with her, but she's coming along really, really good. She was hard to catch at first, but now she's trying to follow me around. So thank you for watching. This is Frank Castillo.